Tamarack. Well, this is one of my favorite evergreens. Now, this evergreen here grows really well in swampy areas, next to creeks, streams, lakes. But for some reason, we don't have a lake or stream going through our homestead here. So I went ahead and researched it out and found out that the tamarack also likes a really moist, wet soil. Clay won't harm it, and we've got all three of those here at our homestead for these tamaracks. So why doesn't it look like an evergreen? Where's the needles? This is the type of evergreen that goes ahead and drops its needles in the fall, and then brings out new life in the spring. But the color is amazing. It starts with a bluish bud on it, the needle, and then as the summer goes on, it turns into a real deep green, and then the beauty just starts to begin. In the fall, we go ahead and we start seeing a reddish yellow needle that goes ahead and turns into a nice fall display. And boy, I'll tell you, these tamaracks are incredible. Now, you don't see too many tamaracks down in the northeast Iowa area, just because I just don't think that people feel that they could possibly grow, or they don't have the soil type to make it happen. But we have it, and we decided to go ahead and give it a try, and boy, I tell you, it's been successful. So now what's beginning to happen here is it's starting its stages of life, where it's bringing out the new bud, the new needle, the new leaf, and it's just starting to crack loose. Now there's like a little red, see if we can get it here. I don't know if we can bring it up, but there's like a little red spot right next to the needle, and that's a little pine cone. And that pine cone that's red now turns to kind of like a light blue as spring progressively moves into motion. Now, we do have some older little pine cones up here from last year. They'll go ahead and they'll get pushed off, but they're just but this will be the size of the cone that will show it's reddish, and then it'll turn to a nice blue. Amazing tree. Grows about 15 to 25 feet wide. I don't think that's too bad. Most of the trees, you know, kind of really spread out width-wise. This one here goes about 30 to 40 feet tall, but it's in a slimline formation. And if we can go ahead, we can kind of see up to the top of how they look. They aren't that type of tree that just really branches out. You know, it takes up a lot of room. So that's one reason why we really do like them. They're fitting our homestead really great. We're just going to go ahead and kind of take a walk down with the rest of them that we got going here. They're just all beginning to break loose, and this is fun because this is definitely a good sign of spring. So we're going to just move on down to the other ones real quick. Now, some of them, of course, are not going to always grow as fast as the other ones do, so you just kind of go with the flow. But they seem to catch up. Now, on an average, these tamaracks will go ahead and grow probably between 1 to 1.5 feet every year. If it's got a real good growing spurt. I have seen some of them, and I've got one I'm going to show you that has gone ahead and has grown close to 3 feet in 1 year, and it's pretty amazing. So as soon as we get down here to this last one, we're just going to go ahead and stop things, move over to another section of our tamaracks, and I've got one I just really have to show you. Now, this is the one that's kind of growing really slow, but still doing well. Absolutely amazing trees, starting to bud out like the other ones there. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to shut you off and move to another section of our tamaracks, and then we got one I have to really show you. Okay, well, we're back here. These are two of our other large tamaracks that we've got on the property, and they're doing extremely well. Now, if you ever decide on doing a planting of tamaracks, just make sure you get yourself a good sunny location of about at least good 6 hours. But these guys here are getting between 6 to 8 daily, and they're performing quite well. Now this one here, height-wise, has really taken off fast too, and I'd have to say probably this one here has been growing about a foot and a half a year, and doing absolutely phenomenal. And it's got this little partner right next to it that is keeping up pretty well too. So if you get the sun, they really grow well. Give them the moisture. Now with the clay soil and the moist conditions that we have here, they like that. But when we get into a little bit of a drought, I'm definitely out here feeding these things with moisture, because they really need it badly, like a lot of things do. But for the tamaracks to be able to make it through a drought, you got to give them a lot of water. So we're going to just go ahead and stop it one more time, and I'm going to take you back and show you the one that has been growing pretty close to about 3 feet. Okay, here we are on our final tamarack. Not looking like much. This one here is budding out. It's on our back acre of land. And this one here reminds me of the Dr. Seuss tree. This is the one that grew probably about 3 feet in 1 year. And if you go all the way up to the top, look at it, it just goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. And it just has a sneaky little look to it. It's just funny. So just thought I'd share that one with you. Most of the other ones just kind of remind me of Charlie Brown Christmas trees towards late fall, where they all kind of look like the needle's about ready to fall off. The bulb is on Christmas ornaments on the top and just about ready to fall off also. So interesting trees. Before you plant, make sure you've got the soil type to be able to do it. And we've been lucky. We've got that soil type that works for us. And I think the reason why this one has grown so quick, we have kind of a dry run that's just right through the path of this tree. And when we get some heavy rains, all the moisture goes right past the trunk of this tree, and I think it pulls it in as fast as possible. But from here, and do your research, do your due diligence, and make sure that when you plant everything that's going to do well for your area. This is an item here in Northeast Iowa that you don't see too much of. You do occasionally, depending on the area that that you may drive through, but overall the tamarack is not seen too much down here in Northeast Iowa. So this is a treat for us, and we get a lot of people stopping and asking what they are and if they're dead or what's going on with them. So we have to explain the story to them. So from Northeast Iowa, I want to say thank you for stopping. Give us a thumbs up. If you like the content, subscribe so we can pass it on. All right, thank you.